Your books requires more mental effort. Your child requires your physical presence and all that. So it will be difficult for you to remain focused in school while you know that there is a child. Unless you are a careless parent, which by nature we were not made like that. We were made to care for our children. So many people find themselves in such situation where they have failed to think about what they thought about when they thought about what they thought. At the end of the day, they have problems that you who's maybe thinking about what you think a little bit better, you'll be saying, I think this person made wrong choices in life. So we don't want to look at those problems after they have happened. We want to look at the situation where they could bring us to before they happen. So thinking about your thinking is one part of understanding yourself. Do you understand yourself? That is the question. When you understand yourself, you will have no problem to understand the next person, who in this case is your fellow learner. You see that there are learners who come to school and they should be reminded every day why they came to school. Like they go to school because they saw John going to school, not because they have to go to school. That is where the challenge is. And when John is not reading, that learner will also not read. When Maria is playing, that person will also play. So it is very important that we have somebody in front of them who is taking the lead. In other words, the LRCs should be here and should be there to take the lead. Lead the life of these people. Lead them. You know, there is a very well-known figure in the Bible, King Solomon, who said, if a leader doesn't have a vision, what happens to the people? If a leader doesn't have a vision, the people will perish. The people will die. So dying, it's not physical death where they need to go and bury you. Dying is also you losing the focus of your dream. When you grow up without knowing what you want to become, how you want to become what you want to become, you are dead. You are walking dead. You are just moving because you need to move. You are just breathing because oxygen is for free. If it was something to be bought, you could never make an effort to buy because you don't know why you are living. You understand? So it is very, very important that you understand yourself based on these things. Are you an introvert? Are you an extrovert? How is your interpersonal skills? How is your intrapersonal skills? How are you with the next person? How are you with yourself? That is why you should always have time to sit with yourself. You know when you sit with yourself? Do you know when you sit with yourself? You need to have time to sit with yourself. Like every day, before you go to bed, you need to sit and think, what did you do that particular day? Did you do it according to what you have said before? Did you follow your program? Did you achieve it? What made you not achieve it? How do you intend to do it differently the next day? Sitting with yourself is very, very important. And this is lacking in most of our young people. Even our leaders. They don't sit about themselves. That's why you see that a leader has involved himself in a very big number of corruption activities, have done so many mistakes. A leader maybe is being reported by maybe having indulged himself in maybe rape cases and all that. It's because of not sitting with yourself, not thinking about what you think about. So it is very, very dangerous for a human being if you are operating in that direction. Think about yourself. Think about the future. We all come from homes. Homes, the situation at your house, it is only known by you. But when many learners come to school where they find other learners, they forget about what's happening at home. They pretend like they live large. If that learner is putting on a new shoe, that learner will not know that the parents had to make sure and sacrifice to their best to make sure that you look a little bit better for you to go and fit among others. Then you come and show off with what you have, forgetting that your parents have sacrificed for you just to make sure that your friends don't laugh at you. These are things that you need to cultivate into your fellow learners. Because they come here pretending that everything is very fine at school, at home. They play, they follow those that are really fine at home. And those that are really fine at home, they forget that those things are not theirs forever, they are for their parents. And at the end of the day, the purpose why you came to school will never and will never be fulfilled. Because your attention is to do something else. So, understanding yourself as a leader becomes very, very important. If you don't understand yourself, forget about understanding the next person. Because you will think it's a problem when your friend is angry, while that person thinks it's fine for him or for her. And this brings us to talk about emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence, it is as important in an individual as it is important in a leader. What is emotional intelligence? What comes to your mind when you hear this phrase, emotional intelligence? We have emotion and intelligence on the other hand. What are you saying about it? Emotional intelligence, it is basically the ability to manage your emotions. When you are happy, do you jump around naked? When you are sad, do you think about killing yourself? When you are angry, do you think about killing the next person? Managing your attention. In the same vein, they say an angry person does not think. We should do away with that narrative. Whether you are angry or you are happy, you need to engage your mind. Thinking should never stop. But then you will hear in our vernacular language people say, "Mariana Gazari." And then a terrible mistake has been done. Terrible mistake has been done. Even you'll be asking yourself, but what did this person think about when he did this? What was in her mind when she was doing what she did? That person did what she did or did what he did in anger. And anger does not return things, it only takes. Does not return, only takes. When a person is angry and a person is unable to think about the effect of what that anger will bring to him or herself or to the next person, a person will keep on repeating mistakes that cannot be repaired. Now here is the deal. When you are a leader and you always subject yourself to situations where you need to say, "I'm sorry," sooner or later, your apologies will be taken as a joke. You cannot say you are sorry today, you are sorry tomorrow, you are sorry the day after. Are you really sorry? You'll understand that you are not sorry. So avoid I'm not saying that the leader should not apologize, but I'm saying avoid situations where you need to apologize. When you become an apologetic leader, you are also running out of your confidence, running out of your trust that people should have for you. They will not trust you at the end of the day. So avoid situations where you need to calm down and say, I'm very sorry. Such situations need to be avoided. How do we avoid it? We avoid them by thinking about what we think we should do at that particular time. Think about your thoughts. When you think about your thoughts, such situations are going to be limited. And it is an exercise that you need to grow with. You will not be perfect overnight, but with time, you'll get there. You'll get to a point where you can be for the whole month without subjecting yourself to a situation where you have to say, I'm sorry. Not because you don't want to apologize, but because you did not do anything wrong to anyone. And then, when you find yourself at that stage, you'll know that here, I'm going in the right direction. A sorry today, a sorry tomorrow, a sorry later will make you fake. You will not be real to yourself and to the next person. Avoid apologetic situations. Think about your thinking, think about your action, and such is done. You will achieve it. So when you do such things, it is growth. At the end of the day, you are growing. I say the leadership begins here. As human beings, we are the leaders of our lives. This makes us understand that everybody is a leader. But what you do in your leadership determines how far you go. There are people who cannot even live their own life. And these people are within you, these people are within the learners that are out there. They cannot lead their life. It's time to go for your meal. Breakfast. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Breakfast. Go and eat. Eating. They will eat as if they own the whole time of this world. They need to say, it's time up, finish now. When they go back to their room, another person has to come. It's time, let's go to class. They go to class. Break time. They don't know when break is over. They don't know when the next period should start. It's like every time you just need to be there to push, go, do this, do that, do that. I said we are all leaders of our lives, and we were supposed to do that. How do we perfect our lives? It is by us working on how we direct our activities daily. When you are able to control or to take control of what you do within a particular day, you will be able to control everything about you, and eventually you'll be able to direct your friends properly because you know about yourself. You have taken control of what you do. The next person becomes easy. You know how it becomes easy? That person needs to learn from you. And that is where exemplary comes in leadership. When you're exemplary, your friend will just do what you're doing. And exemplary, it is up to you to decide whether you are going to influence your friend in a good way or in a bad way. And influence is an influence. Do you see that? There are people who can influence others very good, but in a negative way. And those guys are also leaders. They have them as leaders by those that follow them. That is why you hear about the gangs. There is a group of criminals. And each gang has a leader. Why do they follow him or her? It's because they have that person as what? As their leader. So we cannot argue, it is leadership. But then what you are leading others into, is it good or bad? That is the question. So leadership is for everyone. And how we become different depends on what we are doing in becoming what we want to become. That is the difference.